It was pretty clear to me after I read the 1996 novel Holes, authored by Louis Sachar, that its overarching theme is about destiny and how it really is what we choose for it to be and not what it chooses for us to become. It was a story that screamed loudly at my ears. It is up to me whether I make life a bunch of excuses or a bunch of choices. Main character Stanley Yelnats IV believed in the curse that his family had, a curse given to his great-great-grandfather, the first Stanley Yelnats, who down the generation would be forever believed to have stolen a pig and was cursed by a one-legged gypsy named Madame Zeroni. Every bad thing that happened to Stanley Yelnats IV, he blamed on his pig stealer, great-great-grandfather Stanley Yelnats I. And one of these bad things that he had to suffer from terribly was when a pair of shoes owned by a famous baseball player came flying from the sky and hit his head. This pair of shoes would later on in the novel be revealed to have been stolen by the great-great-grandson of Madame Zeroni, the lady who put a curse on Stanley Yelnats I and his descendants. The shoe thief realized shortly after he stole an extremely stinky pair of shoes that it was so important that people at an auction event panicked as soon as they found out that the pair of shoes being auctioned was missing. So the shoe thief, whose nickname later on in the novel would be Zero, threw the shoes as far as he could, and they unfortunately landed on unlucky Stanley. After hitting Stanley's head, he grabbed the shoes and ran. The cops saw him and chased after him. He was given a court trial, but was pronounced guilty, and he was sent to Green Lake Camp, where he would meet the actual shoe thief, Zero. Camp Green Lake is a juvenile detention camp where the warden and her two henchmen, Mr. Sir and Mr. Pendanski, command the campmates to dig holes after holes after holes. Author Louis Sachar described this fictional campsite very vividly in the book and named it after a real Texas lake known for its greenish waters, from which its name derives. A lake that is less than 3 miles from the coast of San Antonio Bay. But exactly why did these juvenile delinquents, with the exception of Stanley, have to dig these holes? The next series of events reveal the coincidental but more believable as deliberate crossing of paths between the descendants of the curse giver and the accursed, Hector Zeroni, also known as Zero, and Stanley Yelnats, respectively, and how they have developed a deep friendship, deeper than the holes they have dug, where one really stood up for the other and was there to help the other survive the pains and torture of digging holes after holes after holes under the scorching heat of the sun. Lead character Stanley Yelnats later is led to circumstances that would seemingly cancel out his curse. This 1996 Newbery Medal awardee novel, authored by children's book master Louis Sachar, will quench your thirst for adventure as page by page you are led to the story of two young people's discovery of friendship and destiny.